I'm getting an awful lot of email with concerns about this Destiny Productions that I felt the best way to handle some of this email is obviously create another video on the subject. Part of the concerns that have me post in another video is all of the comments and information I've had about how this group wants to um, track people with chips, the microchips. When you're born, they want you to be microchipped. They want to track and control everything that you do. And we're already knowing that this technology is so corrupt. Somebody's got to be in power of this. And, while this Destiny is always talking about fairness and self honesty, it's like, at what point are you self honest about how corrupt these and unhealthy microchips are? You were not born with a microchip on you. So it's not a natural way of being, and yet you want to change our biology. You want to put technology inside our bodies in order to function in a better way. How is that self honesty? It just seems to be the most dishonest, most corrupt way of forming a society that claims to want to have equality for everyone. This is not equality. Not when one person gets to say what happens with this chip. A globe is not equally in charge of what happens with those chips. There is going to be a very small group that says this is what's good for humanity. And I mean, if you want to be honest, come on, who's going to be in charge of that technology? Everybody equally? Or just a small group? And at what point are you going to notice whether this small group is dealing with insanity? Because the whole idea of it appears to be insanity. And we're not even recognizing that this girl that's on most of these videos is dealing with a multiple personality disorder. She's channeling, and channeling is only the words that we find acceptable when we have other personalities take over our bodies. It seems to be that we're going to take away the mental illness of it and call it channeling, and then it's going to be acceptable. And then who are they channeling? Hitler. And if you look at some of those videos, from my perspective of watching it, Hitler was just misunderstood. And this is Hitler's way of, okay, let me take one more attempt at this. And Hitler wanted to control the masses. Hitler was killing mass amounts of people. This is what Destiny stands for, is killing the majority of people on the planet. They're not going to come out and say it, but you have to put the pieces of the puzzle together. They want total control through microchips. Only a small few are going to control what goes on those microchips. They're going to put it like a nice picture so that you accept it, but it's going to be a microchip that controls you into the path of the ovens of your own friggin' death. But they're not going to say, hey, this is, you put this chip in it and it's going to lead to the path of your death. Who would take it if you say that? No, they put it with candy and sugar and spice and everything nice, and you think, oh, this is going to be the perfect path for me. I'll get on board with that. And then you get on board with that, and then you try and put two and two together and think, oh, boy, was that a mistake? I should have used my head. I should have listened to some warnings. Chances are the good path to take is a path where nobody has a complaint about it. And I have lots of complaints about this Destiny production. They do not appear to be self-honest, and yet they want everybody else to be self-honest. And the only way you can be self-honest is if you never ask any questions. That is a big wake-up call right there. Why is it you're not allowed to ask any questions? Why is it they ban any discussion? Why is it they edit their channels to make it look like all conversations are positive and in their favor? They do not ever post any comments of people asking any questions. Those are all deleted and censored to make them all look good and acceptable. There's a problem with that. Why are you scared of censoring? You know, why is it you can't confront a complaint? I know that if anybody has any complaints with anything that I'm saying, I better be able to back up my shit. I better be able to have that conversation with somebody who has a complaint about anything that I've got to say. Otherwise, I have no business even suggesting anything that is right. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong in any information I have, but how will I know I'm wrong if other people don't point it out to me? I have to be willing to be self-honest. I have to be willing to engage in that conversation with other people that might think that I could be wrong, and then hang into that conversation to find out, am I wrong or are you wrong? Let's open up the discussion. Let's all be a little self-honest and see who's making logic sense of what. And that's something I do on my channel. I admit I could be wrong. I am open to anybody that wants to criticize anything I've got to say. I do have some rules that go along with it, and that's follow through on the conversation. Don't be just throwing names and accusations. If you're just throwing names and accusations, you just tell me you're an angry person that hasn't found your own path yet. Been there, done that, know exactly what it looks like and feels like, and I show you love. But I'm not going to sit there and be attacked with just name calling because it's non-productive. If you have name calling and you put somebody else down, while I will understand where you're coming from, my guideline is back it up with some evidence, back it up with a conversation, back it up with a lot more than just name calling. Otherwise, it's just name calling, and I got a complaint about that. And you basically are telling me that I'm right. You know, and I will do the same thing. I will engage in the conversation. I will stay with anybody that can hang into a conversation that proves me wrong because I want to know. I want to be self-honest and I want to know where I'm going wrong. So there's another little piece of my energy towards questioning this Destiny production. I'm getting a lot of people that are saying that we should flag them and get them deleted, and I'm totally against that. I think we all should have our say. I don't think anybody should be censored. I think you should have self-control over what you watch and what you don't want to watch. If something is offensive to you, then you won't watch it. If it's offensive to everybody, then nobody will watch it. If you have a problem with it, then state your point of view on your own videos. And if people are in agreement with that, and more people are in agreement with that, it will get more views. We are putting more information out there to allow people to make decisions for themselves of what they want to believe. But when you censor, you block off information, and you prevent people from being able to think for themselves as to what direction they want to go into. So while I really, I am against a lot of negative information, a lot of negative energy out there. But as long as I'm the one judging, then I am the one that accepts to be judged and be judged by everybody else and then censor me so that my information will never get out there. And then that prevents anything real to ever be out there. So this banning and censoring any type of video, I think on YouTube's part is dead wrong. I have the right to voice my opinion, but I think you're going to get a lot more interaction if you stop censoring channels and videos, because everybody should be allowed to have their points of view. And then let's open up the discussion. Let's see where the ratings are. Let's see where the traffic is. And, you know, cream always rises to the top, and we'll find out truth by what's at the top. Peace out. Love to you.